Welcome everyone to pre-season testing for the 2025 season of Apex Formula 1. I'm very excited to bring you along for this one. Season 17 is among us and I cannot wait to get underway. 24 cars, 20 minutes. Well, let's see which teams and which driver will top testing for this season. We've got a very interesting grid this season, so yeah, make sure you stick around for the whole season. I can see on the leaderboard, there it is, all the drivers in their order as well. So yeah, forward obviously you can see David Secchier and Hux Finucci running completely different liveries. In Hyperdrive, you've got UK Ball and Chris Colwell running the same liveries as last season. Those two will be hoping to have a good title success this time. Forward will obviously be hoping to retain their title. Versio making a big move to Williams, a one which ended up replacing the soon-to-be champion of Spiker CB, because that move was done before he was even champion, when he was crashing a lot. Spiker did become champion and gave himself a good farewell to the Williams team. His teammate Marcus Adelaide, who will remain at the team, teammate to Versio. Moving on, we got Mercedes, Dynamog, Sarah and your boys staying there, but they've got a lovely silver livery this season and it just looks fantastic. Two McLaren stay how they are, Dorrington Benedetto and Sebastian Ocampo. Afterwards, we have the Audis, Eduardo staying there. Andale no longer at the team. He's been replaced by David Tommy Yu, who's just left his pit box right there. Opel also remained the same with Armin Silla. They're in 13th place from livery with some new management under them. Hopefully they can start to mount a title challenge. We'll just have to see, because remember, some teams have not upgraded, some have. Just a quick warning there. Then we have Ravo in the Ferrari running a darker livery this season, alongside Spiker, who made that move to the team. Apex GP also made the same with Niles Crubley and Matthew Hart. And after that, it is Victor Levi in Toro Rosso from teammate Anok Q, who is back on the grid for the first time in many years. I can't remember the last time it was on, but it was on the older spec of cars, the first ever spec that we ran. Nicholas Palomino in Aston Martin running a red livery alongside teammate Nick Leon, who has returned to the grid in the regular Aston Martin livery. She is about to start a lap right now. Got pause with Cream in Repsol Red Bull, making his Formula 1 debut for his own team. Yeah, this is a very questionable livery for the onboard, but you can see it just looks beautiful outside of it. Your board, I'll leave that up to you. And also alongside Chaos Adley making that switch over to the Red Bull family in hopes that he can do something with them and try and mount a title challenge. Red Bull have a lot of budget. Whether they're upgraded or not, you'll find out by the end of testing. And Chris Colwell setting the benchmark time of a 1 minute 1.295. Can anyone fight that? Dave Santiago is the one that we should really look out for. Adley goes slower, 5/10 slower. So that's definitely not ideal. Nick Leon actually fastest in the middle sector, so some promise for Aston Martin could be here. We'll just have to see what sort of time gets set, as I think more people are going to be heading to the line very soon. David Secchier not far away from it. Nick Leon on board with her, and it's a fast sector 3, and it's a fastest time. Nick Leon goes P1, and David Secchier topping the timings by almost half a second. He's absolutely on fire. UK Ball, he's just started his lap. Versio goes second fastest in the Williams. Victor Levi, one that we should look out for, the one-time race winner from last season as well. He's about to enter that last sector very soon. Carlton Wano not far away from the line. Fastest sector 1 for UK Ball, looking to possibly challenge David Secchier at the top. Carlton Wano in the Williams, heading to the line, and his time is 5th fastest. By the way, Tommy Yu a whole 2 seconds down on David Secchier. Audi not looking too good. Eduardo goes 5th, he's 1.2 seconds back on David Secchier. And UK Ball not far away from the end of the lap, as you can see. I don't know if the Mercedes or not, as he passes that car through the final set of corners. It's a very technical section, a little bit held up there, that might impact his time. UK Ball heads to the line, and it's P2. 2/10 down on David Secchier. Bogsar and your boy are getting close to the lines as well, I think. Oh no, they've just started that lap, my bad. Livery goes to 6th fastest. Matthew Hart not far away from the final sector. Nico Palomino is also not far away, but Matthew Hart is closer. We should be looking at him, as he's going to be the next driver to set a lap time. Of course, many drivers are still yet to set laps, as you can very much see. Benedetto, Capo, Silla, Ravo, Knives, Crumbly, and A.G.E aren't even on their flying laps yet. Hart definitely has got held up there. That's going to impact his time, as Matthew Hart crossed the line, and it is only a P11. Palomino goes up to 5th. Bogdasarin, your boy, next. Your boy to the line, and it is P11 for the Merc. His French teammate is going to cross the line to set his lap. Bogdasarov goes to 7th. That's a great lap there. Ahmed Silla is going to be the next driver to set a lap in the Opel. Let's just see if this lap will be a good one or will it not. We're on board anyways with that Opel, who will be getting to the line very, very shortly. Now through the hairpin we go. And through the final corner, Ahmed Silla to the line. The Opel goes up to 7th. This is a solid time. But now we got the rest of these guys, the very competitive ones. They are going to be next to cross the line. I think it might be Fanucci. He'll be the first of these guys to cross the line. So we'll just have to have a look at Penske Ford on the onboard camera as he heads around the final sector of the racetrack. Davide Secchiero very close to a sub 1 minute time. Fanucci though, that was not good. Once again being held up, that's definitely impacting some drivers' times here. Fanucci only goes 8th, 1 second behind his teammate. Mark Sadley will be an interesting one to look for, but we've got the two McLarens to Benedetto and Sebastiano Campo. Not good, it's 6th and 19th for these guys. Yeah, they need to really improve. I don't know what time that was there, which we just saw. Mark Adelaide and an A.G.E to the line. You goes 21st. Not a good time at all. Marcus Adelaide pushing down the final straight out of battery. But it's 7th anyways. He's on another hot lap, but he's not going to improve on that one. Chaos Adelaide is on a lap himself actually. So, yeah, maybe he could have a good lap, as he's just passed one of them older cars there. Okay, I was looking at the orange dots on the map, just because I saw the orange on board. I thought Red Bull is still blue on the map. Spiker, he needs to be setting a good time here, as he's heading around the triple left-hander, the most famous part of the circuit, arguably. I mean, it's a satisfying set of corners, but looks like he's just been held up a bit there, and that's going to impact his lap time. Nick Leon on the lap as well, heading through the section which Spiker has just went through. Speaking of Spiker, he's just had to pass another car there, which is the Williams behind of Marcus Adelaide. And now Spiker is going to head to the line. His Ferrari makes no improvement. And now he's alongside Marcus Adelaide, but he's on a hot lap again. And yeah, he's just not got the battery for it, so I don't understand at all what Marcus Adelaide's doing. Why is he on another lap? I do not know. And we go into the final 11 minutes, UK Ball on another lap. He needs this one to be a good one. Yellow flags though in the first sector. Your boy and Matthew Hart are out. It's a shame we won't get to see the cars there, especially considering there was a Red Bull, I think, that just passed by the area. But yeah, not sure what happened there. They are both out. That's all we know. UK Ball not up on his time yet. I think his lap might actually be ruined. Actually, no. He's only a 10th down on his time so far. Dave Secchiero is making improvements. So there is some promise here from the Ford. UK Ball actually fastest in the middle sector, so maybe he was compromised a bit in the first sector to set a purple sector 2 there and still be down on his time. That doesn't seem too good for him. The Briton is going to head to the line. He's still down on his time. There's nothing he can do about that. there shall be no improvement from him. Davis Akira also a little bit down this time. He makes no improvement, and that is a shame there. First Theo in the BMW Williams has also went on to another lap, and I see absolutely no improvement from First Theo right now. Nico Palomino and the Aston Martin hoping to make a good season out of his Aston Martin. He's up on his time right now, and this is looking promising, but nope, he's back down to red. So he seems to be very borderline with where his time is in comparison to his previous lap. And that's just not going to help him. The Apex GP getting in the way there, and that Apex GP is nigh as crumbly. So yeah, I'm sure Palomino will not be too happy about that one. His lap being ruined by, was that first Theo? No, it's not. By Marcus Adelaide, and that is crumbly. Adelaide now into the pit lane, and as you can see right there, no improvement from Davis Akira, Cable, first Theo, or Palomino. Nice crumbly, speaking of, he's on the lap. Daniel Bogdasarov, the lone Mercedes, is now on the lap as well. However, being held up, and this is just ruining it. People are just getting in the way, and as you can see, he went from green to red thanks to that Toro Rosso. So there is no improvement on his lap time at all. Gucci crucially is on a brand new lap, but he needs this. I mean, the results of this don't really matter, it's just more of a bragging rights thing, or just a general idea of how the grid is at this moment in time. But yeah, Hux Finucci in the Ford goes green on his time at the moment. Just will he be able to improve on his previous lap? He's currently almost 2/10 up there, heading through the section. Enabling his active aero, getting past that Audi. He's around 10th up now. He did lose a little bit of time. He should be gaining through the section. I think he was held up here last time. And through the final corner, yep, he's a whole second up. And it's going to be competitive, but it's still 1.5 tenths off of his teammate. For a moment though, he looks to be on track to take P1. Just for a moment. Chris Colwell also on a lap for Sega Hyperdrive, up on a time momentarily. Now I do imagine many drivers can improve, because I think the majority of the drivers have been held up at one point in their lap. So we'll just have to see what happens. Drivers should really be spreading themselves out a bit more to ensure that no one gets held up. Colwell heading through the final corner, and there's going to be no improvement on the lap time, no chance of improvement there. UK Moore now dropped out to P3, hoping to make his way back up into second or even first, if possible. Of course, his front end of the grid looked pretty competitive. UK Moore actually fast in that first sector there. He's doing pretty good on his lap so far. He just needs to remain consistent throughout the lap, and then there is a possible chance of him taking P1. He's been very good in the middle sector. That seems to be where the Hyperdrive does best. Because obviously, as we've seen throughout the session, he's been taking faster sector 2 after faster sector 2. Now, there's going to be no fast sector 2 this time. He's just had an alright one. He's currently 3/10 up though. This is looking promising from the British driver. Heading through the final corner. The Briton heads to the line, still green on his time. And he goes to the top with the first ever sub 1 minute lap in the test. A 59.980. What a lap from UK Ball. And he's got blue flags there to let Spiker by. Oh, he went a little bit aggressive with that one. Davis Akira and Hux Finucci both on out laps. They need to try and take down that P1. They need to go below 1 minute in their lap times if they want to try and top the timing session, because that is going to be a very hard time to beat. Nick Leon in the Aston Martin is currently making gains on her lap, sorry. And now heading into the chicane with the hairpin. She was literally like identical to her previous time. We're going to make it a bit of a surprise here. Nick Leon heads to the line. And it's an improvement, but it's not enough to make up a place. Davis Akira though is half a second down on the UK Ball. He needs an incredible lap to be able to take down the Briton. You may as well say 6/10 of a second. That's pretty much what it is. That's going to be very hard to do. Let's just see though, can Davis Akiera top the timings and put himself back into the challenge for P1? But also, just got word, your boy and also Matthew Hart, in their crash, they are fine. There's no injuries going on from them. They are doing just perfect how they are right now. Davis Akiera though is not up on his time at all. He's down on it. He's very much down on his time. That's not going to help there at all. Davis Akiera would have been very much held up by that Red Bull. And to the line, no improvement for him. Hugs Finucci is up though. Could he possibly take down Davis Akiera in P2 and become the #1 Ford driver in the preseason test? As he's heading into the second sector now. This is the sector where Hyperdrive seem to be doing the best out of the Ford cars as well. Heading through the triple left. It's just incredible speed you get from here. He's still up on his time as we're going to head towards the second sector. He's a 10th up and this is looking good for him. If he can maintain this pace, he should be able to get past Akiera in the timings. If he gets a very good last sector, possibly UK Mall. It really does depend, as there's another car there. That's not going to help that Toro Rosso, and he's lost time. And that is going to crucially cost him his lap. Finucci makes no improvement. Versio a whole second down on UK Mall at the top. He needs to try and make improvements, but that's looking to be a bit of an issue for him. He's down in the middle sector right now. He's up again. Okay, this is possibly going to look good for him. Yeah, he's gaining a lot of time there. He's definitely lost a lot of time in that sector on his previous lap. And he's going to be fine. There's going to be no traffic at all for Versio to worry about. And could this be a competitive time up for Versio heading down the main straight? There's only 2/10 up. And it's not enough to make any places up. He does, however, get very close to Hugs Finucci. Less than a 10th away. Chris Cornwell heading through the middle sector now. Niles Crumbly is also heading into that into the middle sector. Sorry. And while into the triple left, Ravo has recently started his lap. So I think it's Cornwell who's the closest to the line. Who's now entering that final sector of the lap. Can Cornwell set a good time? She's currently down on her lap at the moment. And her tyres are wearing out. UK Mall on outlap, going for one final lap as we're going to end the last 2 minutes of the session. And Cornwell's probably been held up there. That's not good. Just a little bit of battery, which she had saved up there. No improvement on the lap though, so that's unfortunate. Nice company to the line. It's an improvement. He's now into 10th. Ravo and Chaos Andale on laps as well. Inocu also on the lap, but it's going to be Ravo who's going to get the line first, and yeah, his lap's been ruined in the final corner, which is very suboptimal. Andale and Inocu are going to be next. Inocu first of those two drivers. Of course, he's not been in sport in quite some time, so it's going to take a lot of getting used to for Inoc, who heads to the line for a P20 time. It's just a little bit behind Chaos Andale in the big Red Bull team. UK Mall once again on a lap. He has obviously made it to the line in plenty of time. Andale to the line for his last ever lap, and it is not enough for anything. Spiker though, a big shock, the reigning world champion, currently down in 23rd. Even in a Ferrari, I don't think you should be doing that, especially if you're a reigning world champion. As UK Mall currently down on his time, he's got a little bit of battery which he can just deploy right there. And he's going to head down into the hairpin. By the way, the battery consumption is a lot higher on these cars in testing than we will see in the races. Just like you know about that. Just in case you're wondering why the battery is just pretty much non-existent, because it never lasts a good amount of time. UK Mall unable to improve. Akiera, Finucci and Versio have stayed in the pits. It is now up to Nick Leon really to try and defeat UK Mall with a whole second gained. I don't think that's going to be any easy task. Marcus Adelaide getting towards the end of his lap. Tommy Yu also towards the end of it, heading into the final sector. Well, he is in the final sector now. Marcus Adelaide is going to improve on his time. That lap is good enough for P7. That's a respectable lap, that one. UK will obviously made no improvement at all. Tommy Yu to the line. No improvement for Tommy Yu. Victor Levi currently has no improvement. Nick Leon, though, the one we should look for. Still no improvement, but if you can get these final quarters right, maybe there is some sort of improvement on the cards for him. For her, sorry. Oh wait, 1.4 seconds down, there's no chance. Well, finally, Victor Levi, who's going to set the final time of the session. It is up to the Monaco Grand Prix winner of last season, who dragged that tractor to a P1 result, thanks to a very questionable qualifying, which definitely went in his favour by the end of it. Anyways, here we go, Victor Levi in the Toro Rosso coming through the final corner. No improvement on his time, as you can very clearly see here, and that marks the end of testing. Now we just have to wait for Marcus Adelaide to cross the line, and the session is now over. There we go. Pre-season testing in Turkey is over, and it's UK Ball, your winner from Davy Serkiera and Hux Finucci. An impressive time by the British driver to get us some 1 minute lap time. And after that is Versio from Nick Leon and Daniel Bogdasarov. And it's Marcus Adelaide and Nicholas Palomino from Livery and Sebastian Campo. Then it is Niles Crumbly and Chris Caldwell from Ahmed Silla and Don Vendetto, with Tommy Yu making his debut up in 15th place from Victor Levi and teammate Carlos Eduardo. I meant Tommy Yu's teammate, by the way. Then after that is Ravo and Kios Adelaide from Inocu, Porter Cream, your boy who retired, Spiker and Hart who also retired. The Red Bull family plus Ferrari look like the big disappointments, if I'm going to be honest. Ford still looks strong, UK Ball also strong as well. Colwell not so much. The Aston Martins have made a great improvement. By the way, they were not Aston Martin last season. If you're unaware, they were Jaguar last season. They just made that rebrand to Aston Martin. But yeah, incredible preseason testing, competitive times, and also a little bit of a crash which we never caught on camera, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it for preseason testing. We'll see you next time in Bahrain when Apex F1 returns for the full season. Goodbye.